My name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law, so please subscribe to our channel. We talk a lot about separation, legal separation versus divorce. Legal separation is something that lawyers call separate maintenance. But basically what it means is it's the concept that you divide up everything. You determine custody, parenting time, support. You divide up property. You retire debts. You talk about, like I said, support, also alimony, all these things. But in a divorce, when it's all done, those things are resolved. The divorce is granted. People can remarry and move on with their lives. When you talk about separate maintenance or a separation, all those same things have to be done. The only difference is that when it's over, you're still married. Now, you might ask, well, what's the point of going through all that, spending all that time, spending all that money on lawyers and judges and courtrooms, doing all that stuff, and I'm still married? Well, what's the point of that? Well, there may be a couple points. Point number one might be that for religious reasons, you don't want to actually get a divorce, but you can get dispensation with the religious organization if you get separated. So they allow separate maintenance, they don't allow divorce. They frown upon that. So a person who's very devout might choose that as an option. Another reason, which is probably not as prevalent now as it was in years past, was the maintenance of the health insurance. A lot of your health insurance contracts allowed you to keep your spouse on the coverage. If you got a divorce, though, she's off the coverage because she's no longer a spouse. There were certain companies that allowed her to stay on in a separation situation. Not a divorce, but a separation. So people were filing separate maintenance so that they could maintain the health insurance. Now, many of those policies have changed the language. And now they said if you file for a divorce or separate maintenance, the person is no longer allowed to be, a beneficiary of that coverage. So they've changed the policies with that, but some not. So obviously you have to check to see whether or not it makes sense to get a separation or a divorce. I will tell you, in most cases where people will contact me and say, oh, I think I may want to get a separation, when I hear the facts of the case, usually I will flush this out with them, and they will typically come to the conclusion that a divorce is really where they want to be. But it's not the case for everybody, and you may have questions about that. If so, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.